Shalom and welcome to Davar Word. It is my pleasure to share with you what I have discovered in my walk so that we can learn and grow together. Genesis 1:24-28. Then God said, "Let the earth bring forth the living creature according to its kind, cattle and creeping thing, and beasts of the earth, each according to its kind." And it was so. And God made the beast of the earth according to its kind, cattle according to its kind, and everything that creeps on the earth according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let us make man in our image, according to our likeness. Let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, and over the cattle, over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth." So God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him, male and female. He created them. Then God blessed them, and God said to them, "Be fruitful and multiply, fill the earth and subdue it. Have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, and over every living thing that moves on the earth." In Genesis, there was beast and man. In Revelations, there will also be the beast and man. Revelations 13:1-18 says, "Then I stood on the sand of the sea, and I saw a beast rising up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and on his horns 10 crowns, and on his heads a blasphemous name. Now the beast which I saw was like a leopard, his feet were like the feet of a bear, and his mouth like the mouth of a lion. The dragon gave him his power, his throne, and great authority. And I saw one of his heads as if it had been mortally wounded, and his deadly wound was healed. And all the world marveled and followed the beast. So they worshipped the dragon, who gave authority to the beast, and they worshipped the beast, saying, 'Who is like the beast? Who is able to make war with him?' And he was given a mouth, speaking great things and blasphemies, and he was given authority to continue for 42 months. Then he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God, to blaspheme his name, his tabernacle, and those who dwell in heaven. It was granted to him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. And authority was given him over every tribe, tongue, and nation. All who dwell on the earth will worship him, whose names have not been written in the book of life of the Lamb, slain from the foundation of the world. If anyone has an ear, let him hear. He who leads into captivity shall go into captivity. He who kills with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints." Then I saw another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and spoke like a dragon. And he exercises all the authority of the first beast in his presence, and causes the earth and those who dwell in it to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. He performs great signs, so that he even makes fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. And he deceives those who dwell on the earth by those signs which he was granted to do in the sight of the beast, telling those who dwell on the earth to make an image to the beast who was wounded by the sword and lived. He was granted power to give breath to the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast to be killed. He causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand or on their foreheads, and that no one may buy or sell except one who has the mark or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him who has understanding calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. His number is 666. The whole Bible is chiastic in many ways, something like a mirror image. Are we a beast, or are we a man made in the image of Elohim? Psalm 8:5 says, "For you have made man a little lower than Elohim, and you have crowned him with glory and honor." In the Garden of Eden, man inhaled the spirit of Elohim and exhaled the praises of God. Adam appeared on the 6th day of creation. God blew his breath into Adam, and Adam opened his mouth to praise God like a human trumpet. Adam was the first trumpet ever created. He inhaled the Holy Spirit and exhaled praises unto God. The serpent is a beast. It was created on the 6th day of creation, just like Adam. John the Immerser, Yochanan Hamatville, called the Pharisees a brood of vipers. Matthew 3:7. But when John saw many of the Pharisees and Sadducees coming to his place of immersion, he said to them, "You brood of vipers, who warned you to flee from the coming wrath?" Luke 3:7. Then John said to the crowds coming out to be immersed by him, "You brood of vipers, who warned you to flee from the coming wrath?" Matthew 12:34, Yeshua also said, "You brood of vipers, how can you who are evil say anything good? For out of the overflow of the heart the mouth speaks." Matthew 23:33, Yeshua said again, "Serpents, brood of vipers, how can you escape the condemnation of hell?" Genesis 3:15 tells us that the seed of the woman will crush the serpent's head. Messiah will crush the head of the beast. God said to the serpent, "And I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your seed and her seed. He shall bruise your head, and you shall bruise his heel." The serpent is able to bruise the heel of the Messiah, but the Messiah will crush its head and have total, complete victory. A beast acts on instinct. Revelation 13:15 tells us that man who is created in the image of God worships and obeys the image of the beast. The serpent in the Garden of Eden represents the beast, and he battles the man. We know that man and beast were both created on the same day. Therefore, the serpent was also created on the 6th day. The serpent does not have the breath of Elohim. He had the animalistic desire and beast instinct that ruled over him. Adam was supposed to be different. Adam had the Spirit of God himself inside of him. When Adam ate the fruit of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, he was not deceived. Eve was deceived. 1 Timothy 2:14 says that Adam was not deceived, but the woman, being deceived, fell into transgression. As for Adam, he knew exactly what he was doing, so it was a deliberate rebellion against God's commandment, not ignorance, as in the case of Eve. Is man now going to conform to the image of the beast, or is man going to conform to the image of God? Adam was put into a deep sleep, the sleep of death. Adam represents the Messiah. Eve was taken out from Adam's side when he was asleep. The bride of Messiah was born out of his side taken from his rib. In Matthew 27:49 and John 19:34, there was a soldier who took a spear and pierced the side of Yeshua. Water and blood flowed out. Out of the redeeming blood of Yeshua and the cleansing water that came out of his side, the bride appeared. It was the same for Eve. Genesis 2:23-24, Adam said, "This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh." When Adam looked at Eve, he was looking at his own image, which also reflected the image of God. Eve was not an animal or a beast. When God looks at us, He also sees His people reflecting His image, as we are called to be conformed into the image of His Son, according to Romans 8:29. Adam went through the sleep of death to get his bride. I believe it was something like a general anesthesia. Otherwise, it might have been painful to take a part of his side out to form Eve. Messiah also went through the sleep of death to get his bride. The bride is separated from man so that they can come together to become one flesh again. Ephesians 5:25 says, "Husbands, love your wives." But Adam blamed his bride instead of taking ownership of his sin and protecting her as his own flesh. It was the thinking and behavior of the beast. Adam had the opportunity to instruct his bride, to teach her, to cover her, to protect her, and to lay his life down for her. But Adam was thinking in the image of the serpent. Adam was thinking in the image of a beast. 2 Corinthians 10:5 says that we cast down arguments and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God, bringing every thought into captivity to the obedience of Messiah. Adam was the crown of creation, but he behaved like a beast. Later, we see that Cain also had the seed of the serpent. He had the seed of the beast. Cain killed Abel out of jealousy. This was beast-like behavior. Beasts shed blood, and they are not ashamed, nor do they feel guilt. There will be those who are worldly and those who live in a manner like earthly beasts. However, we are created to be the image of God, to reflect His image, and to be a blessed people. So, do we want to take on the image of the beast? Do we want to worship the image of the beast? Do we want to be like the serpent? Do we want to be like the beast in Revelation? Or do we want to crown God as King in our lives and live in a way to reflect His image? Genesis 4:7 says that if you do well, will you not be accepted? And if you do not do well, sin lies at the door, and its desire is for you, but you should rule over it. Let us make a good choice and choose what is right. Thank you for joining me. I pray that this message inspires and challenges you. God bless you and your family. Shalom.